I've discovered Damian's secret. The living devil that industry rumors call him? He wants to sleep with me. On the surface, he's cursing me till I'm drenched in spit, ordering me to redo the proposal for the 20th time. Inside, he's frantically calculating, pretend to be drunk so she drives me home? Or just tie her up and carry her back? At Sterling's corporate gala, I accidentally spilled red wine down his bespoke tux. His eyes went storm-dark, everyone watching assumed I was a dead woman. But what I heard was his ecstatic mental squeal, "Clothes my wife touched. I'm framing them tonight." Now he's cornered me in the executive restroom, coiling his silk tie around my wrists. Had your fun, little troublemaker? Before we go any further, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening. I lean on the marble counter and stare at my pale reflection, certain I must still be dreaming. Last night, Sterling's offsite, I'd been plied with shots. My memory ends on Damian's face, frozen enough to kill. Then, just now, in the CEO suite, "Tara, did you fish this proposal out of a trash heap? Redo it." Damian, Sterling's living demon, threw the folder down, voice sharp with frost. I lowered my head and apologized while cursing him 10,000-fold inside my skull. And that's when I heard it, voice low, grit-toothed, exhilarated. She bowed her head. That throat, so white, I want to bite it. Me? I jerked my chin up. Only Damian and I were in the room. He sat perfectly straight, flipping another dossier, lashes steady. Hallucination? Aftermath of booze? Still dawdling? Waiting for me to teach you, he asked, glacially. Don't leave. 5 more minutes, just 5. The voice again. And that tone, it was unmistakably Damian. Testing, I said. Yen, how about I stay late tonight and redo it? Damian finally raised his eyes, blades of ice. Your efficiency is so trash you need all-nighters to compensate? Tara, Sterling keeps no idle hands. Yes. Yes. Overtime. Right in my office, I'll keep her company. Me, confirmed. I can hear Damian's thoughts. On the exterior, hopeless fool. On the interior, wife, Gio. What kind of split personality circus is this? I practically floated out of his office, limbs moving on different beats. Lily shot me sympathy. Got scorched by the Demon King again? It's okay, you'll get used to it. I managed a wry smile. I wouldn't. Really? Knowing Damian's Iceman facade hides a drooling pervert? The world suddenly operates on dark magic. All day I hovered off balance. Dropping off contracts, I slipped, pages scattering. Clumsy, he said, expressionless. Jackpot. This angle. Tomorrow every floor in Sterling gets carpet, velvet plush underfoot. My hand spasmed, the papers flew again. Pouring his coffee, I spilled 3 drops onto his cuff. He frowned. Out. My wife stamped me. This shirt's retired, going on the wall. I nearly wept. This job was impossible. 5 rolls past 6. I snatched my bag and bolted. The intercom shrilled, his tone stayed level. Tara, inside. I dragged my feet in. Client dinner tonight. You're coming. Pure business diction. Yen, tonight I might, triple overtime, he cut in. The client specifically asked for the designer behind the pitch. Hurry and say yes. I booked the entire revolving restaurant, candles, roses, package deal. Me. Understood, Yen. The dinner was even duller than expected. I sat beside Damian, smile frozen, listening to pot-bellied execs brag. Damian moved smoothly, few words, every syllable strategic. If talk drifted toward me, he deflected without visible effort. Tang, so talented and young, slurred balding Victor, pouring me wine. Let me toast you. I reached for the glass, a long, veined hand clamped the rim. She's allergic to alcohol, Damian said, mild but absolute. I'll drink for her. And swallowed mine in one pull. The hell, plying my woman with liquor? I'll choke his supply chains tomorrow. Victor paled and laughed too loud. I didn't know, Yen, such a considerate boss. Strange warmth flickered through me. Who knew he had this side? After several rounds Damian looked blurry, leaning back to rub his temples. I whispered, Yen, you okay? He opened hazy eyes. She cares about me. Worth it, next time I can drink even more, so much for gratitude. When we left he listed. I surrendered, slipped under his arm. Let me take you back. Half his weight on me, hot breath brushing my ear. Okay. Plan worked, yay. I wrestled the 6-foot-plus man into the cab and exhaled his address. Engine idling, he slumped, head on my shoulder like a dead battery. Smells divine, soft, happiness overload, gonna die. I meant to push him off. The sight of closed eyes, long lashes, melted my resolve. Forget it, arguing with a drunk is wasted energy. Dragging him into his penthouse cost half my lifespan. I dumped him on the obscenely expensive mattress and spun to escape. My wrist jerked mid-turn. I looked back, Damian's eyes were wide awake. Yen? A tug, I toppled into his chest, breath whooshing out. Had your fun playing me all day? He rumbled, voice smoky enough to combust. I don't know what you, heart ricocheting, I struggled, he locked me tighter. Splashing coffee? Bending over in front of me? His lips grazed my ear. Did you think I wouldn't notice you were doing it on purpose? I froze. He knew. You can hear what I think, can't you? He chuckled, that breath scorched my earlobe. My eyes bulged. Looks like I'm right. He sounded delighted, fingers stroking the inside of my wrist. Since this morning your reaction stopped adding up. Why, how? How did I figure it out? He arched a brow. Whenever my thoughts break through, your face goes rabbit in headlights, cute enough to kill me. So I'd been exposed ages ago, thought I deserved an Oscar. And those inner monologues, 100% sincere. He admitted it outright, gaze branding hot. Tara. I've wanted to sleep with you, haven't stopped wanting it since day one. He dipped and seized my mouth before I could reply. Finally kissing her, sweeter than I dreamed, can die happy now. The kiss was ruthless, drenched in champagne and command. My brain widened out, limbs slack, pushing him away wasn't an option. When he parted just enough to rest his forehead on mine he panted, wanna try? Try, what? My voice shredded. Try being my girlfriend. He licked his lower lip, all demon temptation. Or skip the middleman, be my wife. Answer. Rings ready, nightstand drawer. His straight pitch left me spinning. Damian, you're drunk, sober. He locked eyes. Never been clearer. Tara, the moment I saw you, this is where my head went. Yet you treat me like trash at work. If I didn't act mean, how would I hide that you make my knees give out? He said it like fact. And if I didn't nitpick, would you keep storming my office? I had zero comeback. All those scoldings, those tongue lashings, they were pickup lines? You are a freaking psycho. I punched his chest. He trapped my fist, kissed the knuckles. Only psycho for you. Even her punches are gorgeous. Can you stop narrating inside your skull? I nearly shrieked. He blinked, then laughed low. Sorry. Overexcited. Lost control. He brushed my nose with his. So? Answer? I stared at the face inches away, iceberg shell, molten core. Split, but, strangely adorable. Before I could answer, his phone rang. He frowned, tapped the call dead. Immediately it rang again. He swore and accepted. Talk. Whoever spoke drained the color from his face. On my way. He hung up, gaze conflicted. Emergency at Sterling, I have to go. Empty cold hit my chest. Cradling my jaw, he kissed me hard. Wait here. We'll continue this when I'm back. Tailcoat over one shoulder, he strode out. The door clicked shut, leaving me on the rumpled sheets, fingers on my burning lips, pulse sprinting. Wait for me, wife. You better be here. The last Lynn. I caught as the elevator closed. 6 He disappeared for 3 days. Not one WhatsApp bubble. I kept vigil over my phone, emotions bouncing between fury and freeze. Office pressure plummeted. Everyone tiptoed, the Demon King radiated stay-back waves. When I carried files and he didn't lift his gaze, or a shouting do not disturb. Leave it. Icicles fell from his voice. I laid the folder down, swiveling to exit. I ached to hold her. Wonder if she misses me. Should have tied her up that night, shouldn't have left. My feet glued. My grievances washed out under his inner monologue. I inhaled, turned back. Yen, the reimbursement slip from last week needs your signature. I kept it all business. He finally looked up, faint gray under his eyes, proof he hadn't slept. Complexity swirled in his stare, he stayed silent. She's so calm, regretting already? Damn, nothing tops wife, I should have stayed. Bit lip to keep from smiling, I set the paper down and accidentally brushed his fingertip. He jolted like tasered, ears blooming red. She touched me. Voluntarily. This hand goes into a museum today. Expression steel set, he scrawled his name, pen nearly punching holes. Out. Don't go, touch again, just once more. At the threshold I paused. You look tired, Yen. Get some rest. Then I slipped back into the corridor. The instant the door clicked shut, I heard a muffled, animal growl from inside. She cares, she really cares, ah. Head down, I sped back to my desk, shoulders shaking. Help, my psycho CEO is, kind of fun. Just before clock out, admin pinged everyone. Sterling had bagged a monster deal, and Damian was bankrolling a company-wide retreat at Lakeside that weekend. All of Sterling went nuclear. Only I heard alarm bells. Hot springs? Luxury lodge? Might as well stamp it ambush. Lily bounced beside me, rattling my arm. Tara, they say that place costs a fortune. The devil splashing cash. I gave a dry laugh. Yeah, lucky us. Heh, couple suite, mixed onsen, perfect trap. Era, you're not escaping this time. Damian's voice slid through my skull right on cue. May I opt out? Obviously not. Damian dropped the order in the group chat. No sick days, or kiss your bonus goodbye. Domineering. Infuriating. Saturday, the Sterling coach headed for the sticks. I took the window seat, earbuds in, faking sleep. Damian drove his own car, no shared air, small mercy. We rolled up, they handed out keys. Lily and I were paired. I reached for my card, HR suddenly called me back. Tara, room change. Damian needs to brief you, upgraded you to a private. It's next to his suite. The supervisor's smile was twitchy. Lily's eyes ping-ponged between us, face screaming I know what this is. My scalp prickled. First mover advantage, genius, thy name is me. I could practically see him smirking behind the windshield. I took the new key and dragged my suitcase to the so-called single. Door swung wide, I froze. Single? More like palatial king, and the balcony merged with the suite next door, only a flimsy glass door between. I dumped my bag and bolted to the terrace. Sure enough, Damian stood with his back to me, phone to ear. Almost rapped. Relax, I know what I'm doing. Her? She's not going anywhere. Amusement laced every word. I ducked back in, heart drumming. Then my phone buzzed, his WhatsApp. Dinner tonight. Don't be late. Followed by, dress up. Wear it only for me. I glared at the screen, jaw clenched. Fine, Damian, game on. Dinner was in a private lodge dining room. I showed up 10 minutes late on purpose. The chatter died the second I stepped through the door. No suit, no jeans, just a red slip dress that made my skin look lit from within and a swipe of makeup. Every eye locked on me, especially his. Damian's gaze darkened, knuckles white around a wineglass. Holy, gorgeous. Want to hide her? Who let her out like this? Those male eyes need gouging. I gave a mental smirk, exactly the reaction I'd ordered. I glided to the empty seat, coincidence. Right beside him. Sorry I'm late, I told the table. No prob, Tara, you look amazing, a male coworker ventured. Damian skewered him with a look, the guy deflated. The meal simmered with undercurrents. Damian barely touched food, just kept knocking back wine. Any toast, he answered. He was furious, jealous, because I'd engineered it. When the plates were cleared, the troops wanted karaoke or the hot springs. Damian rose, voice husky. Tara, stay. We still have project specifics. Boss's word, no arguments. Colleagues filed out, grinning like foxes. Door shut, just us. Alcohol and danger thickened the air. He moved behind me, hands braced on my chair arms, caging me in. Hot breath grazed my nape. Dressing like this to piss me off? President Yen, I don't know what you mean, strictly business, right? He laughed softly, lips skimming my throat. Business, then. Let's discuss how to make you surrender, His breath burned, I shivered. I tried to rise, he wouldn't let me. Damian, you're drunk. Drank, yes, drunk, no. He nipped my earlobe, a light punishment. So little fabric, who's the audience? None of your business. None of my business? Arms tightening, he yanked me back against his furnace-hot chest. I felt his racing heart. So mad, but she feels like heaven, can't stay mad. The clash inside his head melted my fear, this hypocrite. I relaxed, even rubbed my crown against his jaw. President Yen, is this workplace harassment? He froze. Crap, spooked her. He spun me to face him, rare panic flickering across his face. Tara, I studied his flushed cheeks, liquor-dark eyes, and playful evil bloomed. I rose on tiptoe, stopped a breath from his lips. Damian, I whispered, the word brushing his mouth, do you want to kiss me? His pupils blew wide, breathing stopped. Yes, insane yes. Yet aloud he muttered, you're playing with fire. I smiled, stepped back. Oh, you don't? Fine, good night, then. I pivoted, counted, 1, 2, 3. Hand on the knob, I was yanked back. Ard, Damian hauled me against the door. Yes, he snarled. I'm about to explode. He seized my chin and crushed his mouth to mine. Alcohol, days of rage, raw want. Harder, fiercer than last time, no room to resist. My knees buckled, only his arm around my waist held me up. Through the haze I caught his mental babble, mine, finally. No one sees her, only I do, dresses for me from now on. How long the kiss lasted I don't know. When air ran out he eased off, foreheads touching, both panting. Tara, he rasped, stop baiting me, I can't take it. Noise from hallway, K-Crowd returning, slapped me sober. I shoved him back. Someone's coming. His eyes flared, furious and frustrated. Footsteps closed in, he sucked in a breath, caged the desire, let me go. I smoothed my dress, repinned my hair. Door opened, 2 colleagues popped in for forgotten scarves. President Yen, Tara, meeting finished? Damian was ice again, ears still red. Done. He clasped my hand. We're leaving. He towed me past the gawkers, down passages, stopping only to swipe his sweet lock. Inside, he ordered, voice gravel. I stayed on the threshold. President Yen, inappropriate, my room's next door. His stare was wolfish. Sure you want that debate now? Threat unmistakable. Blood racing, I lifted my chin. Absolutely, boss and employee, nothing else. Boss and employee? He barked a laugh, yanked me in, slammed the door. Pinned against it, his frame molded to mine. Back in that room, which employee kisses her boss like that? You forced that kiss. Did I? He brushed noses. Yet you kissed back. Liar. Your body remembers. He traced my lower lip. Admit it, you feel something. His fingertips scorched. I turned my face away. I don't. Stubborn mouth. He chuckled, hand clamping my waist. Let's test it. How? Eyes darkening, he bent and kissed me, soft, coaxing, savoring. No demand, just slow temptation, tongue painting my lips as if I were priceless. Tension melted, I answered without thinking. When he fell. The kiss deepened, achingly tender. Air turned molten. At last he freed me, and in the dim entry we leaned against the door, breathing hard. Still claim you don't like me? Triumph colored his whisper. My body's just honest. Flustered, I stomped his foot, he dodged. Let go. Never. Arms viced. Not in this lifetime. Found treasure, never letting go. That childish thought punched a hole straight through my heart. The ruthless tycoon outside, the stubborn boy inside, both him. I exhaled. Damian, what exactly are we doing? Dating, he declared. I haven't said yes. Say it now. Who blackmails someone into dating? I do. Arrogant. You reeled me in, take responsibility. I laughed at the bandit logic. And if I don't? He paused, then, voice small and wounded, said, then I'll camp outside your door every day. And cry until I mean it. I couldn't connect the phrase I'll cry for you with the tall man in front of me. But his thoughts told me he meant every word. I lost my temper completely. Shameless. Only for you. He took it as a compliment. That night I didn't go back to my own room. Nothing R-rated happened, though. Because the CEO who kept claiming he would sleep with me tonight kissed me over and over, ran his hands over me, waist and above only, then, fell asleep. Like a giant puppy, he held me from behind, breathing steady and calm. Wife smells so good, so soft, zzzzz. I lay in his arms, listening to his even breathing and that last, blurry sleep talk, my feelings a complicated knot. So, it starts? Me and my two-faced tyrant boss. The next morning, I was woken up by a kiss. Damian was already awake, propped on one elbow, watching me. His gaze could melt glaciers. When he saw my eyes open, he lowered his head and gave me a soft good morning kiss. Morning, girlfriend. My face exploded in heat. Who said I'm your girlfriend? You did. He kissed me again, decisive. Stamped and sealed, no takebacks. Title official. So happy. Want tea? Oh, shouted to the world. I pushed his approaching face away. Up. Team building starts soon. The team building was basically public torture. Wherever I went, Damian shadowed me, glued to my side. His eyes stuck to me, zero shame. During the three-legged race he insisted we pair up. While tying our legs together, he leaned in and whispered, now you can't run. Thanks to our perfect coordination, he kept trying to circle my waist, we came in dead last. He didn't care, he grinned like an idiot. Even last place with wifey is bliss. At lunch he monopolized the grill, piled my plate with wings and lamb. Eat more, you're too skinny. I can't finish this. No worries, I'll eat the rest. He casually picked up the half-eaten wing I'd bitten and kept chewing. Muffled gasps erupted around us. My cheeks could have fried eggs. Free time after lunch, I planned to stroll the Lakeside grounds with Lily. He kidnapped me instead. Walk with me. He held my hand along the backhill path. Sun filtered through the leaves, dappling everything gold. Quiet, only birds and wind. Neither of us spoke, yet the air felt perfect. At a man-made lake he stopped, pulled a small box from his pocket. My heart lurched. Surely not, already? He opened it, not a ring, a delicate diamond bracelet. Compensation, he said. For what? That night I tore your dress. He sounded awkward. I flashed back to the crumpled dress at his penthouse and reddened again. Come, let me put it on. He took my hand, clumsily fastening the clasp. Diamonds flashed in the sunlight. Good thing I didn't bring a ring. Take it slow. Don't scare her. Watching his focused profile, I felt touched and amused. Even he could be careful and nervous. Thank you, I said softly. He looked up, eyes blazing. Tara, he said, holding my hand, voice deadly earnest. I'm serious. Marriage level serious. Damian's serious showed in everything. First, WhatsApp bombardment, good morning, good night, what did you eat, was it good, down to the last crumb. Second, gift raids, every morning my desk sprouted new flowers or boutique pastries. The attached card bore flamboyant scribble, for my girlfriend. Damian ostentatious beyond belief. All sterling new, designs Tara had been claimed by the CEO. Envy, jealousy, but no one dared say a word to my face. Damian's icy glare was its own bodyguard. The headache, his clinginess grew by the hour. He wanted me on his belt loop 24/7. Office hours, work discussion, door shuts, he pins me for a kiss, calls it recharging. After work he hijacks me to his place, cooks, streams movies, then, cuddles to sleep. He really just cuddled, kisses, and roaming hands, never crossing the final line. Many times I felt him tense, muscles locked, breathing ragged. Yet he always stopped when I was dizzy, burying his face in my neck. Wait, can't rush. First time must be ceremonial. Can't be casual. Hold it together, Damian. Be human. I found it funny, and moving. The man the world saw as domineering showed me unexpected respect and restraint. Ignoring his chaotic mental monologue, of course. Peace didn't last. One afternoon, as I was packing up, reception called, someone asking for me. Downstairs in the lobby sat a expensively dressed, arrogant middle-aged woman, Damian's mother, Eleanor. I'd met her once at Sterling's annual gala. My stomach tightened in foreboding. Eleanor scanned me head to toe, scrutiny and disdain undisguised. Tang? Got a minute? We settled in the cafe beneath Sterling. She got straight to the point. I know you're with Damian. Young people date, I don't object. But, her tone sharpened, some realities must be faced. Our family isn't open to just anyone. Damian's future wife has long been chosen, Lily of Lynn Group. You and Damian will go nowhere. Continuing will only hurt you. She slid a check across the table. 5 million. Leave my son. I stared at it, emotions a mess. Never imagined a TV drama scene would hit me. I inhaled, pushed the check back. Alien. War, what's between Damian and me is ours. As for this suitable candidate, you should speak with Damian. Her face darkened. Tara, don't be shameless. You think Damian's serious? He's only playing. I've seen countless girls like you. I stood. If that's all, I'll go. Oh, I added, smiling back, maybe you don't know your son. He hates when others decide for him, especially about his heart. I turned away. Behind me Eleanor's furious voice rang out. Tara, you'll regret this. Outside, evening wind hit my face, only then did I notice my hands trembling. Angry, yes, but more, powerless. The gap between Damian and me isn't bridged by like. I wandered the streets until my phone buzzed. Damian. I hesitated, then picked up. Where are you? Left without me, he complained. I headed out first, felt like walking. Send location, I'll come. No need, send. Absolute. I sighed, dropped the pin. 10 minutes later his black coupe slid to the curb. He stepped out, frowning. What's wrong? You're pale. I shook my head. Just tired. He studied my eyes, unconvinced. Someone mess with you? Anyone dare touch my wife? I'll bury them. His protectiveness warmed and ached me at once. No. I hugged his waist, burying my face in his chest. Suddenly wanted to hold you. He stiffened, then hugged back tight. Wife hugged me first. Ecstatic. But, something's up. He didn't press, only stroked my hair. Tired? Let's go home, I'll cook. In the car I leaned against the window, neon streaming by. Damian kept one hand on the wheel, the other locked around mine. Tara, he said suddenly. No matter what, I'm here. I looked at his resolute profile. Damian, I asked softly, will you keep liking me? He blinked, then smirked. What kind of question? Of course. Love you this life, next life, the one after, find you every time. My heart steadied at that simple, blazing thought. Screw equal status. As long as this man holds me, I won't let go first. Thought Eleanor was done. Turns out she'd only reload. Monday at work, colleagues stared, pity, curiosity, schadenfreude. Lily tugged me into the pantry. Tara, seen Sterling's internal forum? Dread pooled. What now? She handed me her phone. At the top, a viral post titled Designs Tara, sleeping her way up, dating N men at once, wild private life. Inside, my dark past. Claims I juggled boyfriends in college, scammed cash and hearts. Got into Sterling on my back. Blurry photos, me dining or walking with different men, angles suggest intimacy. One shot, last week's project meeting with a male client, secretly snapped. Thread flooded with filth. Ice crawled through my limbs. Tara, someone's clearly setting you up. Lily fumed. I knew, and had a good guess who. Damian's mother. To drive me away, she'd play dirty. Then HR called. Tara, please come down immediately. In HR's corner office, air frozen. The manager sat stiff, Eleanor occupied the sofa, sipping tea, eyes icy. Tara, the HR manager said gravely, you've seen the post on the forum, haven't you? This has done serious damage to Sterling's image. Senior management is taking it very seriously. We'd like you to explain. I looked at Eleanor, the corner of her mouth curled in smug triumph. Those are pure fabrications, I answered calmly. Fabrications? There are photos, hard evidence. How is that a lie? Eleanor set down her teacup and drawled. A few suspiciously angled snapshots are enough to convict me? I shot back. Besides, whoever took them violated my right of publicity and my privacy. I can file a police report. Eleanor's expression flickered. The HR manager tried to smooth things over. Tara, it's not that we don't believe you, but the impact is huge. Impact? What impact? A frigid voice came from the doorway. Damian pushed the door open, his face terrifyingly dark. He clearly already knew. He walked to my side, took my hand, and swept the room with an icy stare. President Yen, this is, the HR manager's forehead beaded with sweat. I've had the post deleted, Damian cut him off. The poster's IP has been traced. He turned to Eleanor, eyes sharp as blades. Mother, don't you owe me an explanation? Eleanor hadn't expected Damian to confront her head-on, her face flushed and paled by turns. Damian, how dare you speak to me like that? Everything I did was for your own good. This woman, she is my girlfriend. Damian's voice rang out, decisive and absolute. The woman I've chosen is no one else's business. Anyone who touches her again is my enemy. He pulled me around and strode out. Damian, stop right there. Eleanor shrieked behind us. Damian didn't slow. Outside HR, he tugged me into the fire stairwell, pressed me against the wall, and kissed me hard. The kiss carried fury and fear. Why didn't you tell me the second it happened? He leaned his forehead against mine, breathing ragged. Tara, remember this. He cupped my face, eyes fierce. You are mine. If the sky falls, I'll hold it up. From now on, I'm your first call. Got it? Looking at his anxious, angry face, my resentment melted away. I wrapped my arms around his lean waist. Got it, boyfriend. His body stilled, then he hugged me even tighter. Scared me to death, thought she'd back down. My wife is the best. Damian's method was crude, ruthless, and supremely effective. He had legal fire off cease and desist letters to the rumor starter and the biggest reposters. Then Sterling issued an official internal memo, rumors refuted, any further circulation of falsehoods or malicious slander against colleagues would mean instant dismissal and legal action. He also did something that dropped every jaw at Sterling. Monday morning, holding my hand, he walked into the executive boardroom. In front of every senior officer he announced, allow me to introduce Tara, my girlfriend and a Sterling designer. From now on, disrespect her and you disrespect me. The room fell dead silent. I felt countless eyes, shocked, envious, jealous, complicated, land on me. My cheeks burned. I tried to pull my hand free, but he held tight. Understood? He asked coldly. Understood, President Yen, the executives answered in unison. Afterward he hauled me into his office. The moment the door shut he pinned me against it and kissed me deeply. It's public, he murmured against my forehead, eyes shining with satisfaction. Now the whole world knows you're mine. You can't run anymore. My heart felt sweet and sore. Damian, your mother, I'll handle her. His gaze darkened. She won't trouble you again. But. No buts. He cut me off, voice rock steady. Tara, trust me. I can handle everything. You just stay right here beside me. Looking into his resolute eyes, I chose to believe. Perhaps a future with him meant storms, but as long as he kept holding my hand, I could walk on. Going public didn't make life easier. Open sniping and gossip vanished, yet scrutiny and pressure only grew. Every design of mine was examined under a magnifying glass, every move was watched. Everyone assumed I was here only because of Damian. I had to do better, prove myself. Friction started to spark between us. He was used to controlling everything, including me. Small things, what I wore, which colleague I ate lunch with, big things, my workload, he wanted to say. That skirt's too short, change it. That male colleague looks at you wrong, stay away. This project's too tiring, I'll have someone else take it. His caring sometimes felt suffocating. Our first real fight happened on a weekend. My best male friend from college was in town on business and asked me to dinner. When Damian found out, he flat out refused. A man? No way. Why not? He's my best friend. Best male friend? Most dangerous species on Earth. You're not going. Damian, don't be unreasonable. I've known him 7 years. If anything were going to happen, it already would have. Not going means not going. He lost his temper too, and we had a shouting match. I stormed out. I wandered the mall, feeling inged and furious. My phone kept ringing, every call and WhatsApp from Damian. I switched it off. That night I checked into a hotel out of spite. Tossing and turning, I finally turned the phone back on. Dozens of missed calls and messages poured in. The last one had come 10 minutes earlier. Tang tang, I was wrong. I'm downstairs. If you won't come down, I'll wait all night. My heart clenched. I ran to the window. Under the street lamp in the late night cold, Damian stood alone, looking lonely. My heart melted. I rushed downstairs and ran to him. His face was pale from the chill, but the moment he saw me his eyes lit up. Why are so silly, waiting in this freezing weather? I cupped his icy cheeks. He hugged me hard. It's my fault. He buried his face in my neck, voice muffled. I shouldn't have been jealous, shouldn't have restricted you. I just was so afraid of losing you. The thought of another man beside you drives me insane with jealousy. I hugged him back and sighed. Damian, you have to trust me. Trust that I only love you. His body stiffened, then he nodded more firmly. I trust you. I'll try to change. That night we squeezed into the hotel's narrow bed. He held me like a treasure he'd found again. Tang tang, he whispered in my ear. Let's not fight anymore, okay? I can't out-argue you. The moment you cry, I lose. My heart breaks. I nestled into his arms. Depends on your behavior. After that fight, Damian really did change. He was still jealous but learned to leash it. He still wanted to arrange everything, but he started respecting my opinions. He even attempted to get close to my Instagram. Though his face stayed sour the entire dinner with my best male friend, he came. Watching him fight his jealousy and sit there like a caged lion, I felt amused and touched. I knew this proud man was stepping out of his comfort zone for me. My birthday arrived before I knew it. I hadn't expected a romantic surprise from Damian the straight-laced Neander. A present he remembered to buy would already be a miracle. That morning he told me Sterling had an emergency and he had to fly out, probably wouldn't make it back at night, voice full of apology. I hid my disappointment and said, it's fine, work comes first. All day I felt distracted. After work I turned down colleagues' dinner invitations and went home alone. I opened the door to darkness. I sighed and reached for the light. Suddenly the room blazed. Happy birthday! Damian walked out holding a birthday cake ablaze with candles. Behind him stood every good friend I had in this city, and my parents who'd flown in. I stood frozen, hands over my mouth. Big sis. Surprised? My little brother stuck his tongue out. My mom's eyes were red, smiling at me. My dad nodded approvingly at Damian. Only then did I learn Damian had secretly contacted my family and friends and orchestrated it all. He had even cooked a whole table of dishes. The presentation was tragic. When I blew out the candles and made my wish, I peeked and saw him gazing at me softly. Candlelight danced in his eyes like stars. May my Tang Tang be happy forever. May I spend every birthday beside her. My heart overflowed. While cutting the cake he pulled me aside and took a small box from his pocket. This time it really was a ring, simple, brilliant, dazzling. He dropped to one knee, clasped my hand, voice taut but certain. Tara, we haven't known each other that long, but I'm sure, you're the one I want for life. I may not be perfect, bad temper, a bit domineering, but I'll use everything I have to love you, cherish you, protect you. Will you marry me? Friends hooped, family teared up. Looking at the man whose palms were slick with nervous sweat, at the naked love and hope in his eyes, I finally let the tears fall. I extended my hand. Seeing how much effort you put in, I suppose I have to say yes. He burst into joy, slid the ring onto my finger, lifted me, and spun me around. Cheers and applause. Essie filled the room. In his warm arms, surrounded by the people I love, I knew I had seized my happiness. This split personality, overbearing man who loves me to the bone, is mine.